Sorry about that, guys. I have no idea why Streamlabs crashed on us, but yeah, we're gonna keep trying. It's no problem. Just restart the stream, basically brought it back up. But we have kind of lost takeoff footage, which is honestly fine by me, as long as we got landing footage. Clouds look decent. There's only a problem with certain clouds, like some of these up here, but we do have to understand that this is a 12.06 beta. It's not a full release just yet, so there will be issues like these shown throughout, but for the most part, I'm really liking the clouds update. So, and we're just about to hit the car field VOR, so we've got 114.2 set up on our standby nav frequency, and we're going to change the course to 231 in a bit, so we're going to be turning right once we hit that cone of confusion. Should be right down there. One 4.2 is active and switched to 231 for our course. And we're making the turn. So the clouds look pretty nice from the distance, but there's some that generate kind of weirdly. But again, I don't really mind these clouds, to be honest, since this is a beta. If it really bothered me, I could just go back to 1205. It's not that big of a deal, but obviously the updates Laminar is working on for this S-Plane version are quite significant to the user and experience, so I would say that I'm very satisfied with what we got so far. They don't hurt my frames at all, and they look fantastic. So plenty of wind up here. So So at 70 miles to go on the 231 course. So I heard that, okay, let's actually take a look at the changelog real quick on the Explain developer website. So, .06. So here are a bunch of bug fixes. Including some from the actual some actual default aircraft plane maker stuff too. Currently known bugs apparently are abnormal or unusual cloud shapes, and we did see that back there, but we also saw some of these, which are very, very nice. So I personally think that those types of this update is massive, because the improvement to the clouds was definitely significant. And I've heard that that Explain is working on, Laminar is working on Bloom, as well as volumetric fog and rain. And that is very neat as well. As far as what I actually think about this current update, I feel like they might have pushed it out a little early. Maybe just a little bit, but overall, maybe they actually did, push it out at the right time, because the cloud generation isn't all that flawed, so I think it wouldn't make that much sense to say that it was too early, but it also, I guess it could have worked on it a little bit more, just so that those irregular cloud shapes and weren't so prominent. But I also think that Thompson, on his FSLE interview, did definitely give us some really promising features for 12.07, which is Bloom, which is completely off in Explain, by the way. I don't even think Explain has Bloom right now. So that is very, very good. Including, the volumetric fog and rain, which I actually don't know if it'll be, if it'll hurt frames that much, but personally I'm definitely looking forward to that, because we'll have a little bit more of a realistic simulation with rain and fog. The aircraft's going to react to it, based on the physical properties of the matter, and it's something I'm looking forward to. Of course, I wouldn't say that 12.06 beta 1 is perfect. Of course, it's a beta, there's known issues and bugs, but I personally think that that 12.06, the full candidate, has potential to be the best update that we've gotten by far since Explain 12's release. It's been almost a year, which is pretty crazy, but Laminar Research is definitely working hard to get these updates out. They're definitely making some significant changes to the simulator, and I would say that if you want to try out 12.06 and have Explain 12, by all means, go ahead and do that. But of course, I'd say try it at your own risk, because I've heard of people having CTDs, maybe even some problems with other things. You know, we don't all have the exact same flights and setup, so maybe one of us has an issue with this because they have certain hardware, or you know, it all varies a lot. So I wouldn't say for sure that it'll work perfect on your system, but on my system it works perfectly fine, and the frames are good too, despite the cloud issues, which are noted by Laminar. They're not just sneaked in there. No, Laminar actually admitted that the clouds are a current issue. They're prominent, and that they may generate the way they're generating right now, right on top of my aircraft. But the rest is pretty good. Some people have been having really good performance improvements. I I have a 3090 on my computer and an i9 900 KF. So I personally, well, even with that beast of a GPU that I have right now, my computer has definitely seen a bit of an upgrade in frames, which I didn't really expect. So yeah, even if you don't have a low-end computer, the performance improvements were definitely quite significant, and I would say that you should give 12.06 a shot if you haven't already. Once again, it's not perfect, but it's better than what we had before with 05. Way better. The clouds are way better, and a lot of aspects of the simulator just feel a lot more realistic. I don't think that the full changelog would apply to me, since I rarely have issues with the sim, but if you want, you could go ahead and read through it, maybe see if you've had a really particular issue, and maybe it's on the changelog, who knows. Can't say for sure, but it's possible. And of course, you also get the clouds, which are a very nice touch. And right about now, we're going to be starting our descent into Denver. So, I mean, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions, because I ain't going to ignore them. Moving the power down a little bit. We're not in a rush to get down to 7,000 feet, but I want to start descending. And that's another thing about the Metroliner. There are no rain effects on the windows, because this is the PVR mod. And this aircraft was also made for X-Plane 11, so that's something that I would know if you do happen to want to fly this aircraft. .179 degrees is what we would be doing. And we reach transition altitude as well. And we're going to activate heading mode right now. So we're turning towards that radial. So now we're flying from the station on a 179 course. Let's see if we can turn on nav lock and fly that course outbound. That would be nice. Yeah, I think it works. I don't think it's been a while since I've flown a course outbound. We're basically just going to do this for around 29 miles. So that's why we're descending now, because by the time we hit 29 miles, we need to switch to the localizer frequency. And I'm going to try to do that right now. Set it on the standby. I think it's 111.1. And we are coming in for runway 16 right, not 26, 16 right. It's the approach that we're going to be making today. So we want to make sure we descend a little quicker as well. So that's our runway right there. And we're going to be intercepting the localizer path. And this, by the way, the airport that we are approaching is Denver by Coder Designs, and it is the current beta, and it has some really nice interiors. So I would highly, highly recommend buying Coder scenery, since that upgrade that he's going to be making, that update's going to be really nice. So I'm going to bring up the charts for Denver. It's going to be the ILS for 16 right. And we're going to be intercepting the course here We're heading straight to... No, it's not left, it's right. Wait. That's strange. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Kick Me is part of the... Wait, no. Yes, it's once it's left. I got the wrong chart at first. There we go. So there's Kick Me. And we're gonna be coming into Kick Me right at about 29 nautical miles. At exactly the 29 nautical mile point, we're gonna switch over to the 111.1 frequency, and our final approach course is 173 degrees. And we're gonna bring this thing down to 7,000 feet from now. Just making sure that we descend appropriately for this approach. At the 29 nautical mile point, we switch to 111.1, which is the localizer course. I'm gonna arm the approach mode right now. Whoops. I'm not gonna arm it right now because otherwise it's gonna become active and we don't have the frequency set yet. We're gonna wait for 29 miles. We are technically within the scope of the localizer, but I still want to wait. So in case we didn't have the chart, now we know the exact distance that we are actually supposed to fly towards until we reach that waypoint. So we're almost on it. And switching approach mode, 173. Oops, there we go. Man. The turns it makes are a little bit wonky. There we go. Flaps down a notch. I'm gonna put my gear down now. I think we caught the glide slope. Maybe we did. I'm not sure if this aircraft can fly those types of approaches. But we are flying below the altitude set, so I assume that we do have glide slope here. And we're gonna hold about let's see, so for landing, VREF would be 104 knots. So we're gonna set that to this halfway point and set our flaps down to full. Just making sure that aircraft can fly at a lower speed. Alright, so before landing, checklist. Landing lights, make sure those are on. You forgot to turn them on below 10,000 feet. Those need to be on. Our QNH has not been set. 3017. Man, I've been really distracted lately. So 3017 is set on our QNH. The other one doesn't really matter. It's fine. Left and right fuel boost pump at main. And yeah, everything else is set. I'm going to turn on nose wheel steering as well. Bring the power up just so we don't stall. Aircraft's been holding up just fine here. And we're going to go ahead and disconnect the autopilot and hand fly this aircraft down to the runway. So as you guys can see, the clouds are looking really nice. And that is all 12.0 sits. Not really sure. For some reason, I feel like the aircraft's gonna stall, even though we're above VRF. Whoa. Alright, let's set our prop too low, just so that we can brake the aircraft manually. You gotta be really careful when you brake this aircraft. Because you can strike the tail if you hit the brakes too hard. See? But yeah, welcome to Denver, guys. That was a really rough landing. If we can, we're gonna check out the replay because that was funny. But yeah, taxi light on, landing and recognition lights, rotary beacon. Okay, just nav for the nav and strobes. Our strobes are off, and we're gonna taxi on over to the ramp. Make sure that our transponder is at standby. Whoops. Oh, stutter. Very big stutter. That is a very big stutter. That might be a crash, actually. Nice. So we're going to submit that report. Cool. Okay. Yeah, it's beta. It's not like I didn't expect it. But, yeah. Those are my thoughts on beta. Beta is cool. But just be careful. Because it might crash without warning. Because it's beta. And it might have that there are some bugs that are known. So yeah, it's a pretty good update. I would suggest trying it out if you want. If you do have X-Plane 12, 0.06 is really nice. The clouds are nice, but of course you also gotta watch for the bugs, which do happen often. So yeah. Don't let yourself be. Don't think that just because I had a CTD right now, you're gonna have a CTD. Like, I have a setup with a ton of add-ons, a ton of hardware stuff. You know, my setup could be completely different to yours, so that could completely change the outcome of your experience with 12.06. But yeah, in essence, it's a good update. IMNR did a really good job. And I'm definitely looking forward to 12.07 with Bloom and volumetric rain and fog. So yeah, this is a really short stream, but I just wanted to get those thoughts out to you guys. And you know, thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you all have an awesome day.